Hey everybody, Danny Maude here. Thanks for joining us. In this week's training, I have a question. Have you ever wanted to hit a beautiful draw? You know that shot that sets off to the right of target and drifts back into the center of the fairway? Maybe you slice the golf ball and you just want to reduce that slice and maybe even turn that slice into a draw. Well, in this week's training, we're going to show you exactly how to create a draw and give you some practical things that you can do and practice to get that draw happening every single time. Yes, it's going to require a little bit of work, but let's get cracking. So the first thing to understand is, what is a draw? A draw is a ball that sets off to the right of the target and drifts back down to the left. So what are the impact conditions that need to occur in order to create the draw? And why are most people not able to achieve it? The first thing to realize is simply this. I've put a couple of alignment rods on the ground. You'll see this one here is going very, very straight. This is our target line, going straight down the target line. Now, to hit a draw, this is what needs to happen to the golf club. The club needs to be heading to the right of the target, okay, down this alignment rod, not straight at the golf ball, because we need to set the ball off to the right. So the path of the golf club, our club head, needs to be heading to the right. Now, if we want then the ball to curve to the left, the face of the golf club doesn't want to be square to that path, i.e. straight, because it will go straight to the right. It needs to be turned in slightly. So it needs to swing to the right, the club face needs to be close to the path, but sometimes the most confusing thing, open to the target line, all right? So close to the swing path, but open to this target line, all right? And that is exactly what the impact conditions are needed to get that ball drawing from right to left. So let's see what that looks like just in a simple shot here. I'm going to work the club from the inside here, back, and hit a lovely draw. So let me explain how you guys go ahead and do that. All right, so the simplest way to hit a draw is to change the way you set up to the golf ball and try to swing as normally as possible, right? So all we do is we want the ball to set off slightly to the right, yeah? Because that's how the ball goes, right? So what we do is we aim slightly to the right of target, right? So as opposed to standing parallel to this now, we're going to stand with our feet aiming slightly to the right. And then what we're going to do is we're going to turn in the golf club by a few degrees. We're going to take the grip. It will feel quite strange in the hands. And that is all we're going to do. We're going to aim slightly to the right, close the face slightly, then grip it. So what we don't want to do is grip it, then close it, because it'll just return back to square. We're going to close the face, hold the golf club, aim slightly to the right, and away we go. That way, again, we're creating a nice right to left shape, and that's probably one of the easiest ways to create that shape. Now, if you're a slicer of the golf ball, remember, you're going to repeat your standard golf swing. So if you're a slicer and you try this method, what is likely to happen is it may not turn your slice into a draw straight away, but what it might do is reduce your slice more into a fade or even a straight shot, all right? So it's a wonderful way of, if you're really struggling, you want a nice quick fix of reducing that slice considerably by getting the face closing in a little bit. All right, the second way of looking at trying to create a draw requires a bit more feel. Now let's just go back to how we create that draw. We want the club head to be heading to the right of the target, but in order for it not to just go right, we need the club face slightly closing down. So the aim here now is to feel the club head swinging to the right and also feel the club face closing. Now you can imagine at high speed, that is going to be pretty tricky and almost impossible to do that going straight to the golf course. So what you're going to have to do is this is going to require some practice, and also it's going to require maybe some small slow swings to develop that particular skill. So let me give you an illustration of what's actually happening in order to create this. We still need to aim to the right of target because we need to set the ball off to the right, okay? So what this is all about now is, again, trying to get the club face closing so that we can create that draw. So in a normal swing, what we're doing is we coordinate the body very well in order to hit it straight. So as I turn back here and I turn through here, my chest is squared to that golf club, and I'm turning through here. Everything's remaining very coordinated. It's all turning through nicely together, right? But when we're swinging and hitting a draw, what happens is this. We want that head just speeding up a little bit ahead of the body so that it closes, right? So what we're doing is we've got that sensation that there's a sense of a delay. So watch this. As I'm coming through now, the hands speed up a little bit, or the arms speed up a little bit here, the body slows a fraction, and that's just enough to close down the face and create that draw. This is what it looks like from this angle. As I'm swinging here, I'm still turning through, I'm still turning, but there's a slight delay here as the arms continue moving and get the club face turning over. Now, as you can imagine, that's going to require some skill, some practice, and some feel. So this is how I like to work on it. When you're playing and you try to do this exercise, what you want to do is you don't want to be going in and try to smash it really hard, because you just won't have any feel, right, for that. So what you want to do is just try and play some very, very small shots where what we do is we get the sensation here of the body slowing and the club head just taking over a fraction. Body slowing here, club face turning over. And then what we do, watch this, you just practice on the driving range, back here, body slowing down, and club face turning over. It's not about hitting beautiful strikes to start off with, it's purely about getting that sensation of the club face turning over. Yes, it will require practice, but what else? You know, if you want to get better at this game, we're going to have to put a little bit of time in. But that's the second way I would work on in trying to create that lovely draw. All right, so in summary, let's go over how to create that draw. What impact factors need to be happening? What's this club supposed to be doing to create that draw? The club head needs to be heading to the right of the target. If it's a square face, it will go to the right, so we need that club face closing. This is what's going to create that spin that curves the ball from right to left. So we gave you two ways to create that draw. The first way was actually to aim slightly to the right of the target. Probably, depending on how much draw you want, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 yards, whatever you choose. We then close the club face. Then we grip it. Very important. We don't close it with the same grip. We close the face, then we grip it. How much do you close it? That's experimentation, all right? Then we're going to practice swinging to the right of the target and trying to create that draw. That's the simplest way to create the draw at will. Bear in mind, obviously, if you're a slicer of the golf ball, you may find that you don't turn your slice straight into a draw. You may reduce your slice, which will be a bonus, to a fade or maybe even a straight shot. But definitely worth trying. Really, really good exercise, that one. The second way we said was a way that requires a little bit more practice and a little bit more skill development. And in that way, we said build it up from the ground very, very slowly. What was going on there? We said we needed to delay the body and allow the arms to go a little bit faster than the body compared to in a normal shot. We coordinate this motion more, right? Where the arms at impact match in with the body. This time the body's going to be hanging back a fraction to allow the arms to pass to close that face. As you can imagine, that's going to take a bit more practice. So we start very, very small, just getting a sensation here that the arms are passing that body and allowing the club face to close. The chances are you might hit a few hooks to start off with, and this is absolutely fine. This is all good practice. You're starting to learn to take control of that face. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments box below. And if you're enjoying the content and you'd like to receive it in your inbox every week, please subscribe to the channel and press the little bell. And until next week, have a great golfing week.